All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Be Agile Scrum. Okay, welcome to Be Agile Scrum, another day. And as you all know that we have only one intent to get placed, and to get placed, we must need to follow some intent that is as a reminder. And what are those that I'm going to share on our screen? You can let me know once you see that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So I'm going to talk about six important guidelines what we all need to follow. The very first one is showing up live. Showing up live, showing up live, it means that you need to be on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed, because agile means the sequence of ceremonies, and that all require these attention when you attend those ceremonies in person or online. Even though today's world is moving towards the online, we must follow this, and that we practice here to be. And why do we practice it? Because we take this training as project itself, because how you do anything is how you do everything. Once you find yourself being expert on following it, it will be quite easy for you to following when commencing or being the part of any ceremonies in for any project. Second one is that you have started becoming a future Scrum Master or Business Analyst by following Gurukular's first pillar, and that is instructor-led free training. And this is when you are undergoing the training, you find yourself being the student, becoming the student. But we request here to become the full stack student who do all the assignment, do self-research, and repeat whatever you learn. When you do it on consistent basis, you will find that you are ready to attract success. But you need to just keep this in mind, that taking the full responsibility of it will take you to a place from A to B where you want to go. Okay, and not doing so may easily attract the failure, but we recommend you to take the full responsibility of failure as well, because when you can take the responsibility of it, that means that you can easily prepare by making this failure as a stepping stone to move towards success. So remember, this failure will become the trail for the success. The fourth one, to do so, it requires really a packaged mindset that comes with learning, having learning mindset. And for being consistent into learning, you need to have the positive mindset, because learning does not mean only the technical training, because agile itself is not just about technical training. Agile is a complete mindset game. Okay, and for that you need to remain positive, and the more positive you will find yourself being, you will find that you are going complaint free and loading yourself more in gratitude. Okay, and to do so, you need to be very much consistent in listening to the 30 days challenge. That will increase your receptivity every single day. The listening audio I have shared with you all, the 30 days challenge. In case you don't have that, you need to ask me about it and follow it for next 30 days. And yeah, that you can complete within 20 minutes while doing jogging or any daily rituals or daily activity, by putting it into 2x mode when you are playing that. And because we are getting into the deep learning, that's the reason you need to remember the golden quadrant of learning, which says that you get into deep learning, but before that, always declares that with anchor, and then get into deep learning. And whatever you have learned, draw it on a piece of paper. Okay, and once you are done with that, summarize it in a less than a minute or 2 minutes of video. And then once you summarize it, then you can share if you wish to. Otherwise, summarize is okay. So are we ready for today's declaration, everyone? Yeah. So what we are going to do is, that is very important. At the count of three, we are going to set an anchor. Anchor is nothing but the bodily anchor. Bodily anchor is nothing but a clap, that is a self high five. Okay. So at the count of three, let's do the self high five and repeat after me what is selected on the screen you see in the blue. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I am a quick
I'm a
learner.
quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others can
others can learn and master,
I too can do that.
I too can do
you
that.
can do that.
One more time, an anchor, that is clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I am an awesome learner,
Because I am an
I'm
awesome
a
learner,
awesome learner.
today's learning is going to be
Today's
today's learning
learning
is
is
going
going
to
to
be
be
super duper easy to me.
super
super
duper
duper
easy to
easy
me.
to me.
Exactly, it is going to be, because just now you declare that. And remember, when you are on this path of learning, remember to have an intent to become remember to have an intent to keep your ego away, because that will increase your degree of happiness more, and that keeps your mind more open. And degree of happiness open means what? It will keep you more spiritually grounded, and you will find that you are welcoming all the new learning. And while you are continuously learning, you are welcoming the position of earning. And if you are already earning, then you must have an intent of charity from your earning. At least give away 10% or 5% from whatever you are earning on monthly basis. And if you are not earning, then have this intent after getting place. Why you need to do so? Because it is said that when you give, you grow, and when you receive, you may survive. So here the game is not for only you to get place, but also you become richer. And I'm sure that every one of you would love that. And this is the proven law, and that's the reason I'm requesting all of you to have this intent. And in case you are having this intent and doing so, just don't do it for means growing personal growth, but also do it to inspire others in your community or in your surrounding. And while you are doing so, remember to appreciate what you do, what others do for you. Even something does not happening to you, remember the incident, every incident is preparing you for the next better incident. And why you need to appreciate that? Because what you appreciate appreciates you back. So everyone agree to follow this? Say
Yes.
yes if you
Yes,
all.
sir.
Yeah, so today we
Yes.
are getting into very interesting topic, and that we were talking about last time, that is having user story. So something which we needed to cover, that as a part of definition of done. Okay, so you remember these, we were talking about what it takes to rocket to launch, what does it take to service engineer to call customer for the delivery of his or vehicle, what does it take for a doctor to say the surgery is success. You remember these all questionnaire we were talking last time?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much for remembering that. Remember, so what exactly it means, we are going to just retouch that and getting into user story writing stuff. Okay, so anything which is to be marked as done before delivering has to be agreed amongst engineering team, scrum master, and product owner. Means together as a team, you need to agree that one product backlog item is marked as done. Okay, and all the relative task and activity has been marked as done. While doing so, remember that what is that anything could be. It could be user story that you need to mark as done first. Code deployment, all the user story has been the part of code, and it is now getting migrated or getting moved from development team to testing team, from testing team to client location or client SIT environment. And once it is going on and it is done, you have to also make sure that if it has been successful, all release has been marked as done. Once it is done, every single thing in one sprint is done. Finally, you also mark the sprint as done. Okay, so in a way you can say that this sprint is closed, this sprint is over, and you are moving to the next. Everyone is with me on this? Any question around this
Yes.
when I explain? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So now there are three main components of DoD, definition of done. One is the basic functional requirement. Okay, that anyway you have to make sure that you are following that. Quality you are making sure is there. Okay, and also non-functional requirement, so that there is no security breach depending upon the kind of project you are handling. So if any banking project you are handling, security breach, you must be very, very, very sensitive towards it to make sure that is robust and that is highly protected. Okay, likewise it could be related to performance, depending upon what kind of project you are in, where you are inviting the loads of user. So you need to remember this, that related to security, performance, and things which is not related to functionality is also part of the requirement, has been covered and has been high in the quality, and has been taken care as a definition of done as well. And there would be some some dedicated tickets related to it would be there, and that has to be also taken care as a scrum master by you, that it has been marked as done. With me so far, everyone? Say yes if you are, because
Yes, sir.
we are
Yes.
getting into the very important topic, and that is business or functional requirement. So what do you see on the screen? So it says that business or functional requirement means you can see here user story template. And it says that additional details that emerge through conversation are acceptance criteria. You remember last time I was talking, okay? You remember the business rule, workflows, mock-ups, algorithm, data points, etc. These all things can be the part of user story. But as I was telling you last time, how to write a user story in Jira, do you all remember that? That simply you have to click on the create button, and there you have
Yes.
to pick either epic or user story or bug or something like that. Do you all
Yes.
remember that?
Yes.
Thank you. So thereby you choose user story template, you give it a title, and in the comment you can add acceptance criteria, and there you can write it. Okay, you can in the comment you can add business rule, you can write it. In attachment you can add the workflow diagram, or you can add a mock-up diagram. If you want to mention data point in the comment, you can do so. Algorithm, if you would love to write, you can do so. However, the very important thing is that how to write a user story. So for that, you need to remember this one. As a user, now tell me, user could be who all the one? Can anyone give me any example, please?
So whoever is accessing, for example, it's a website, and whoever is logging into that website can be the user.
Yeah, exactly. So could you please give me some names that who all can access in what kind of website? And anyone can answer, not necessarily only Krupali. Krupali has given one hint. So can someone elaborate that?
Product owner.
Okay, product owner. But what kind of website you are talking about? So let's take Krupali's example. Krupali says that as a user or actor would be the one who is accessing the website. So tell me what kind of website you want someone to access.
So it's a banking website.
Okay, let's understand banking website. Okay, because that was so much loud that I could hear that very clearly. So banking website. Now tell me, other than Praveen and Krupali, who all should access the banking website?
All
people
who have an account, savings
customers
account.
with the account.
Okay, customer who has the saving account, that I am going
Savings.
to take it. Okay, customer who has the saving account.
Yes.
That is number one user. Tell me more user. Who all could be the user other than customer?
A
Who
new
want to open a
international.
new account?
Okay, so new account, who has the new account, that person will also be the customer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So customer
Yes,
we have
yes.
taken already into consideration. Who else?
A new client
Okay.
who needs to get the services from the bank.
So
To-
client and customer are the same. We have taken
But
it.
Business.
a
We can say
business, right?
stakeholders.
Wait a second.
So
Yeah,
who
business.
are-
Someone say telling someone.
yes, sir, business.
Okay. Okay. Taster could be the one. Who else?
So from the banking side, it can be a teller or like a branch manager.
Exactly, Praveen. So see, I want you to think in that way. Okay, so it should not be just only user, and even like Praveen, she has answered that it could be the bank manager, it could be the tailor, it could be the clerk, it could be assistant bank manager, it could be the cashier. Do you all agree with that? They all can access the banking side, and they can say that what is balance in the customer's bank account. They can check that along with customer as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So can we write it as a bank manager, as a customer, as a assistant bank manager, as a cashier, as a clerk, or as a tailor?
Yes.
5-6 times we can write
Right.
against every actor. And I want to do what? So now customer can check his account. Okay, so
Check
I
the
want,
balance and
yeah,
like
so I want to access my bank account. Okay, and he says that as a bank manager, I want to access customer account. Okay, so that I can check their balance. Why is clear? Why is to check balance? Everyone who is the actor, they can see the balance. Okay, do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah. In between, the action is there, what to do. Okay, so as a customer, I want to access my account so that I can check my bank balance. As a bank manager, I want to access customer's account so that I can check his bank balance. As a tailor, I want to access customer's account so that I can check its balance. As a um, cashier, I want to access customer's account so that I can check its balance. So whatever I have spoken, so these are not one user story, my dear friend. These are 7 or 6 different user story. Why?
Multiple
Different roles.
scenarios, multiple
6
users.
roles.
Yeah, multiple users, simply because they are multiple users. Even the user will change, action will remain same, impact will remain same, the user story will be distinctive. Okay, it will be considered as one. Or if user will remain same, but the action or their what will change, then the user story will be numerous or more than. Even the impact is changing, then also the number of user story will continue to increase. Is it clear to everyone? Any question around it?
No.
Okay, thanks. I consider it as no, as you said. So now get into more detail of it. So here we are getting into more detail. Excuse me. Yeah. So now here we see is this. So here is the example of evolution to the next level. Earlier, what we saw was just the part of skeleton. So here the example 1 says that as a flyer, I want to view my past trips. Okay, so that I can find out how much leave traveling allowance I can claim. Okay, so one user story says that as a frequent flyer, I want to view my past trips. And it could be the example from Airbnb user. Okay, or say for example any airlines user, say for example is Scrum Airlines. Okay, so Scrum Airlines user says that as a frequent flyer, I want to view my past trips in past, what all the trips I have gone to, so that I can find out how much LTA I can claim. You are finding it easy to read and easy to understand? Say yes if you want.
Yes.
If you are okay.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes.
see the second one. As a frequent flyer, I want to view my past trips so that I can find out how many miles I have earned. Now see here at both the places, the impact, the Y has changed. In one user story, he wants to see this to view how much LTA he can claim. And here in another user story, He wants to view the past trip because he wants to find out how many miles I have earned. Okay, so for these separate calculation, there should be a separate what? Separate user story. With me, everyone, in the agreement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, likewise, you are writing user story in similar manner. Acceptance criteria has to be written in the same user story is the most recommended from my end. There is a method to write user story. You are finding that as a user, I want to do activity so that Y is clear. Okay. So 3 steps. Likewise, acceptance criteria has also to be written, and we will be explaining how to write acceptance criteria later. But here today importance is of user story writing, and that's the reason we are explaining user story in more detail. Now, when you have understood acceptance user story, you need to understand acceptance criteria as well. So here, by writing one user story, you are covering 2 acceptance criteria, and one, it says that should be able to find out rupees spent per trip. Okay, at the end you will be able to achieve that when you will see that because your objective is to claim the LTA. So when you will view the past trips, or once one user story is completed, I should be able to view all the spends done in the past. Okay, is it clear to everyone? In rupees, I can see that, or in dollar, I can see that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and should be able to
Yes,
find
sir.
out rupees or dollars spent per financial year. So like here you can find, see here by looking at in the past, you can generate various generate various report. One, how much spent you have done in on yearly basis, quarterly basis, monthly basis, on an average daily basis. These kind of report can be generated. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this should be the objective of this user story, because your intent is bigger, that is to claim the LTA. But while you will be claiming the LTA, you will be working on the amount spent, and that you are covering in the acceptance criteria. Once it is made and when it is done, that is the time you can, by marking this as a done, this is the mark of done. Can you see the check, right check?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you will mark anything as a done, you will see that done check mark is done. So there you can further move towards marking user story done. Likewise here in the user story example too, acceptance criteria is written as should be able to find out miles spent per trip. Okay, so once you will go into this, here the objective is so that I can find out how many miles I have worked. So you say, for example, from Frankfurt to you have traveled to Los Angeles, say for example. Okay, so there it will say that you have spent say for example $1,000 in past, and also you travel 746 miles, say for example. Okay, so you have the calculation, you have the distance covered, and you are very much aware of the how much miles you have traveled in past quarter. Likewise on average daily basis, you can extract this information, and also in past financial year or something like that, should be able to find out validity of miles. So validity of miles, why validity of miles? Because against that you may claim some points to the airlines that can be reused to redeem some fare charges, and that could be the purpose of it, and that's the reason you're finding the validity of these miles. You are with me so far, everyone? Say yes if you are.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's move further. By the way, this is here, just you have learned what one thing, that is the format you need to remember. Okay, first you remember the format, later we will decide that what we are doing over. Okay, now let's move further and see here. So this is the exemplary translation. Okay, I want someone of you to read the yellow sticky note.
User story example.
Mhm.
As a registered frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, I want to book my ticket through Fly Agile Airlines so that I can gain my miles.
Okay, here also the objective is clear. What is that?
To gain the miles.
Exactly. And against acceptance criteria, I would invite someone to write the first two acceptance criteria. Anyone?
Should authenticate
Mhm.
user consider the functionality that already exists?
Exactly.
Should
Thank
be
you.
able to do
Let's
flight search.
Okay, so let's see two of them. So here it is objective is clear that you can gain my so that I can gain my miles. And for that, of course, should authenticate user consider the functionality already exists, because to look at it, to gain miles information, you need to log in into the airlines portal. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone.
Yes.
So here first thing what has been checked, that should authenticate user. This airlines should also authenticate user as a first check. Okay, that should be the first step. Second, what Krupali said, that should be able to do flight search. Also, what he will do if he wants to understand in some airlines or some in some past traveling how much miles he have done, to identify similar record. First, what I would do as a user, I will perform a simple search for the flight with which I want to travel, because my intent is to get the information on miles with the same flight. Now I want you to write the third one, read the third one, someone.
Should
Read
be
the-
able to
Mhm.
should be able to do flight selection.
Yeah, thank you so much for reading this out, Siddharth. So yes, so first you did the flight search. So second criteria is met. Now third criteria is that you would be able to select that flight as well, because there are number of flights option. When you were performing the search you got, now you have to select one. So that you can do. And that is the outcome of it that will be mentioned in the acceptance criteria. Now the fourth one. Who can read the fourth one?
Should be
Should
able,
be
to
able
do
Go ahead.
Do enter passenger details.
Okay, fine. So if, say for example, Praveen has traveled in the past from Scrum Airlines, okay, and he has traveled with his family. So he has already entered the flight information and flight distance information to and fro, he has clearly mentioned, and he will also enter along with him in the past some friends or family has traveled or what. So he will also enter the passenger ID or passenger details, okay, so that even his information or particular individual's information he will be able to fetch. So even this can be done while you are trying to fetch the final thing. So even during while fetching the final outcome, final impact, you are coming across this fourth bullet point, and it is also meeting the criteria. Now let's move further towards the point number 5. Okay, please someone search for the next.
Should be able to do make payment.
Okay, so now if you are doing, why you want to gain the miles, because for the discount and all, and that you have to capture. So here you should be able to make the payment. When you will do that, when you will be able to making the payment, that is the time. If you have some miles information is there, that is the time. Say for example, miles are just like coupon code. Do you all understand coupon code?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So what it says that should be able to do make payment. When you are making the payment and confirming the payment, there like coupon code, you can add the miles to the passenger's profile. Okay. And that could give you some benefit. But are you going to get the similar user story all the time? No, this is just an example. For example, let's understand using one user story and or say for example, this is the business rule. On right hand side, what you are seeing is what? Repeat what I
Business rule.
said. Business
Business
rules.
rule.
Okay. So there are various business rules. Let's decode it. Let's read it in detail. So first, membership type. Okay, so there are three membership type: gold, silver, and bronze. So gold says that everywhere when you will read, okay, for particular distance, it changes. Okay, for particular distance, it is changing. If it is less than 1,000 kilometer, it will change. If it is between 1,000 to 2,500 kilometer, it will change. If it is greater than 2,500 kilometer, it will change for any distance traveling. This membership gold type will change, and it will count kilometer count. It will count 100% up to 1,000 kilometer. Okay, and 200% between 1,000 to 250 kilometers. Consider as if you are getting this kind of a discount. Okay, with me so far, everyone? Not so easy to
Yes.
digest, but still be with me. Because if you are traveling from some airlines have given you some miles. Against some miles, you have gained some points, and that points are easily convertible to the amount, okay, which you have spent in the past. And say, for example, you are going to hire a flight, or you are going to book a flight for, say, for example, $700, just for example, $700, and you have accumulated so far $1,000 with using miles. Okay, gain $1,000. It says that if you'll book up to 1,000 kilometer, I will give you in the economy class 100% discount. But if you want to travel between 1,000 to $2,500 in the economy class, I will give you 200%. Okay, so if someone has accumulated $2,000, say for example, and he has booked a flight for $700, he will be getting how much? He will be getting 700 completely nullified, and he will also get $700 extra. Everyone with me so far? This is one of the scenario. Everyone
Yes.
is with me, right?
Yes.
Now I want you to read the second line and tell me, how do you perceive this? Anyone? Or let's understand this first row, and then second row, second column. Okay, third row, third column. Okay, till here I want someone to debrief me. Who can do that? Who can take a chance to take an attempt on this? Anyone? Come on, you are warriors when it comes to debriefing
So
something.
from what I understand, Gaurav, here,
Yeah, go ahead.
depending on what type of membership you hold, for example, if you hold a silver membership in that program and you have traveled less than 1,000 kilometers, so you fall into that category and choose either economy class or business class, that much percentage points or discount you can get.
That's true. That's true. So what I want you to do is that take a screenshot of it, everyone. Take a screenshot of it. Let me know once you are done.
Yes, sir.
Now I want you to write every grid like this user story. And there you will be mentioning like this as a user story, as a agile flyer or as a registered frequent flyer of Fly Agile. I want to gain okay, wait. I want to book a flight. I want to book my flight for business, under business class, for bronze membership, under business class up to 1,000 kilometer for bronze membership, so that I can get, now you see here, 75% discount. Same thing you will write for silver membership, so that I get 125% discount. Similarly, you will write for gold memberships so that I can gain 200% discount. You see what will change here when I am giving the example for the first row? Yeah.
So Gaurav, can we write something like this? As a silver member, I want to book a ticket in the economy class to get a discount of so whatever percentage,
Yeah. You can write it as a. Can you repeat what you said? As a.
As a silver member,
Okay. As a
I
silver member.
want to book a flight
Mm-hmm.
in the economy class
Mm-hmm.
with 50% discount.
Okay. For traveling less than 1,000 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah. For as a silver member to travel less than 1,000 kilometers, I want to book flight under the economy class so that I get this. Okay, once again, as a silver member for traveling less than 1,000 kilometers, I want to book my I want to book my flight ticket so that I can get, I want to book flight ticket in economical class so that I can get 75% discount. Yeah. Silver below 1,000 and how much discount? 75% discount.
Yes, so all the three criterias are met.
Met. So likewise, we have to cover every single thing. Okay. So this is going to be a home play for you. I want you to go back and don't do the homework. Go back and play with it. Okay. And complete all the possible user story. Are you all going to do it, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do it multiple times so that you will feel more confident. And once you will come down in the next session, I would want you to write into the Excel sheet or Microsoft Word or wherever you want to, and quickly you can present the screen or you can show it. If you don't want to wait up to Sunday, what you can do is that write it and post it into the WhatsApp group. It should be clearly visible. Okay. What you will paste, you will paste that at means this the grid, and against that one user story written. Okay, you will do it, right, everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Fantastic. So
And
thank you.
do you also want the acceptance criteria?
If you could write, I would welcome that. Okay. Yes, is it clear now? The answer is clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So what we are going to do, this was the very important topic I wanted you to know. And now you have known it. When you will come back by writing it, you will experience it because you have done it. Prerna, I would want you to just take this
Sure, Gaurav. Yeah.
if you can. Yeah. Thanks.
So, as of now, we have been discussing about various topics. And now, when we come to this quality, so give me a second. See, when we talk about quality, it has variety of parameters. Just try to understand. But here, we will be considering or understanding quality as in context of RAD. So, what is RAD? RAD stands for. Can anybody read the first line? What is RAD full form?
Rapid application development.
Perfect. Yeah. So generally, these are some of the abbreviations or short forms that are used in day-to-day work life. So RAD stands for Rapid Application Development. So now when we say that we want to develop something rapidly, or there has to be a pace in it, but then there are some parameters on which it will be judged, right? Parameters as in there has to be some quality landmarks or some standards. So what are those that we will just see as of now? So can someone read the first paragraph, and then I want 7 different people to read the 7 examples that are mentioned, and then we'll go one by one. Yeah.
Quality is largely aligned to the coding language, rapid application development RAD, technical tools to build the product. Quality is owned by the development team to ensure that the product is of the maximum quality. This quality standard can be subjective and also data driven.
Okay, thank you so much. So first of all, we have to, I mean, what it is mentioning here is that your quality is very much aligned with RAD, that is rapid application development. That means, see, today's environment is a lot different than what it was, say, 20, 30 years back. Okay. Now everything is to be delivered on time, urgently, super fast. Okay, because you know the trends are changing. Thanks to internet, everything is, I would say, fast, and everything is very quick. As we see, things don't I mean, wait for you. You have to go ahead and grab them. I'm talking about this from a very large, worldwide perspective, where, even the fashion trends, eating trends, even during Corona, you must have observed so many trends had come and gone, starting with Dolgana coffee and whatnot, making goodies at home and things like that. So imagine from that point of view, a corporate or an organization is not an exception. Even they face these challenges of customer requirements changing, customer wants some innovation, that too also on a very fast track level. So for that, we as an organization, as a team, we undertake RAD, that is rapid application development. But then that RAD has to have some below, I would say, qualities or pointers that has to be taken care of. So can someone read it one by one? I mean, seven different people, just read one by one and then we'll go into it.
Define coding standards like identified in
Yeah.
tools, FX, talk, etc.
Test driven
Okay, next
development.
point. Mm-hmm.
Unit test coverage.
Okay, next point.
Maintainability index.
Okay.
No defects, non-defect.
Sorry. Known defects. Yes. And
Design
sorry.
principle at
Design. Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you be louder?
design principle at
Okay. 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 So, first of all, let's go one by one. First, what it states is that even though you are following RAD, okay, even though you are implementing RAD, instead of following, the better word is implementing RAD, there has to be some parameters that needs to be taken care of, or that has to be followed. Okay. So the first is defined coding standards, like identified in tools. So I'll give you a very simple example instead of going into other things. Like as a developer, when you learn development, or when you learn or when you start doing the coding in actual business environment in your company, there are some standards. They are in short, they're called syntax, and so basically how it is, A, B, C, D has a particular way of writing. Then we have these vowels of like A, E, I, O, U. So similar way, every coding language has their own syntax, has their own structure. Okay. So for the ease of understanding the code or writing the code, there has to be some coding standards that has to be followed. You as a BA or as a tester need not get into much detail, honestly, because that's the work of a developer or development team. But just as an information sake, I would like to highlight that as a developer, as a see, because you know why, first of all, you should know why it has to be done. For example, today you are in one team and tomorrow you switch to some other team, but then you had coded or you had programmed some code, or you had written some code that is there. Tomorrow if a new person come at your place, he or she joins, how would they understand? So that's why coding standards are there. That means kind of having proper comments in your code, having, I think, variables or strings, those are very nicely maintained. Like, for example, you should not have anything with the words like A, B, C, X, Y, Z. You have to mention things properly, things like that. So that's why it is very important. It is very important that we mention all these things properly. And this is what it is called as coding standards. For details, if you're interested, if you have some background, feel free to Google. But from BA point of view, I'll recommend you, there is no need to go much in detail. As long as RAD is concerned, you should know that this is important and this is how it should be taken care of. Everybody good with this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Second, test-driven development. Okay, can anyone tell me what do they think by this?
Maybe like the testing and coding is done parallelly.
Any more updates on that? Any more thoughts?
So simultaneously, as they are working, they test, so they don't have to wait till the end, till the product is developed. What the
Okay.
I think the code is written in that way that testers are able to test it.
Yes, I was actually. Who said that? Who said that?
This is Anshu.
Yeah, Anshu, very well. So first of all, everybody's right. But then to an extent in development, simultaneous testing is quite tough, because unless and until you develop some of the code, it won't be eligible or it won't be available for testing. So that's one thing. So what Anshu was trying to say, develop in such a manner, guys, give me a second. Gaurav, can you please continue? I'm just getting an urgent call I need to take. Give me a second.
Okay, what did you read?
Test-driven
Test
development.
driven.
Okay, so are you clear on the test-driven development, everyone?
No, I'm not.
No,
Okay.
she was try to explain. She was
Okay.
explained.
Okay. So understand, it's all about the quality. Okay, quality has to put in front. Okay, and it says that quality is largely aligned with the coding language, rapid application development, technical tools to build the product. Quality is owned by the development team. What do we mean by development team? A quick answer from anyone. Quick answer. Just tell me who all are there in the development team.
The testers.
Testers, developers, BA.
Exactly. Everyone. It's just not coder. Okay. So to ensure that the product is, and you are right, everyone's answer is right. So by the development team to ensure that the product is of the maximum quality, these quality standards can be subjective and also data driven. Do you understand what do we mean by data driven, by the way? Like we were writing user story, we were writing acceptance criteria, and in every every user story, we will be getting into the more detail when we will be making it data driven user story. Say for example, a user story was written for the 1,000 miles. Okay, and when you will make it more data driven, and in one of the activity to make it more test driven. Okay, so how data driven and test driven are close to each other. So there you won't be there are chances to fail that limitation at certain point of time. It is always talking about less than 1,000 miles. Now pay attention. If it is talking about less than 1,000 miles, what if it will fail at exactly on 1,000 miles? Are you with me so far? Because there are chances that code may get broken and it might have not followed less than but up to 1,000. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
And
Yes.
there had been such trends in the past where such validation have been failed, and then you make it more test driven. Okay, you will test it with the different approach. So what the example I'm trying to give is called as the boundary value check, also known as boundary analysis. Okay, where you not only check for less than 1,000 miles, you also check at 1,000 miles, and also you will check what exactly happens at 999 miles. With me so far? You are checking the boundary area of it. Okay, and you are putting these three data for it. That will become the test data driven development. Test data driven development. Okay, where you are checking your codes whether it is getting broken there or not. So you are applying the various tests using various data, and you are checking that it has been developed to make the code broken or not. Are you with me, everyone? Say yes if you are.
Yes,
if you
sir.
understood it. Okay. Any questions so far? So when you will get more into details of such approaches, it will continue to become the test-driven approach, okay, test-driven development. However, the similar thought pattern every developer and coder must have, okay, who has developed the application or the piece of the application. So such approaches should be done before you move, or such approaches should be tested when you will move from development environment to testing environment, or from one environment to new environment. Why from development to test? Because unit test means the coder himself or herself test his or her own codes. With me so far? What is unit test? When it is done, who does it?
Developer.
Coder.
Developer, coder, that's right. Maintainability index. Okay, now you will make sure that the way you have developed as a coder, okay, it is easy to maintain that. If tomorrow some changes or updates you need to bring it, you should not start everything from the scratch. Okay, so when you are giving away, or not giving away, when you are upgrading or you are deploying the software to the client location, okay, if tomorrow client comes with new requirement in the new sprint, okay, and you see that in existing module it requires to be added, just it requires to be attached, just okay. Say for example, you need to just change the size of the text box. It should be doable, okay, it should be easy to do. It is not disturbing all the performance and all. With me so far? Are you able
Yes,
to
sir.
visualize what I'm telling? Thank you. So now only these are the example? No, you also make sure there is no defect. By the way, let me tell you, if you are surrounded by the good testers, you won't find the possibility of being zero defect. However, some are the known defects on which the team is working. Those could be the complex defect. Those could be not complex. Those could be the minor defect, cosmetic defect. Okay, those can be ignored. Okay, so if you are knowing those defects, you need to convey that, hey, we are deploying this piece of the functionality of this project. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the known cosmetic defects, because as a business analyst or scrum master or product owner, you need to convey this reality to your customer. Are you following this, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, understand the technical debt. When coder is doing the codes, how many of you know that when coder writes the code, he does lot of analysis, and while doing the analysis, he writes various comments, okay, various junk data in a one write piece of code. Beside it, he writes various junk data and continue to comment them. Do you have any knowledge about it?
No.
No,
Okay.
sir.
So what happens, some becomes, say for example, I'm writing here, say for example, I'm going to develop, let me quickly share something here, okay. So And meanwhile, can someone look at the WhatsApp group if someone is not trying to join in, because I don't see, or anyone is attempting and lost? You can give me the information if such person is there. Otherwise, we are good. So say, for example, let's understand this. Okay. I'm trying to write some code. So here I'm changing the color of text. Okay, color of text. This thing I am commented, and say, for example, I'm writing a code, ch color. Okay, understand this, I'm writing a code, color hash hf 00023, and then text box name text ets1. Okay, now change color is done. I'm just closing this. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing, okay, to let you understand what exactly going on. Now here I'm changing the color of text box filled in yellow. Okay, now I'll copy this and I'll write it here. It may become 06, just for example, and the text box element name is edx2. Now, is it necessary to write multiple comment? One comment is okay. And again, if I added new more comment, earlier test was failed. This change was communicated to the entire development team while working on the code. And then I'm writing again here some code. Okay, just say, for example, okay, giving some references with help of. So such long story do I need to give to the client when I'm delivering the piece of code? Do you think it is necessary? No.
No,
It
sir.
will make the software more heavier, right?
Yeah.
More line of codes make the line heavier, and that's the reason we will eliminate as much as possible, and we will keep as much crisps as much possible. Okay, and that's the reason. Let's go back here what we were sharing and see here. So here, whatever were unnecessary were technical debts, because technical languages I had written which is not necessary anymore. So you will make sure you are not loading those technical debts over there. By not doing so, you are encouraging what? You are encouraging this lightweight software. Then design principle. So like there are multiple such things which you need to follow, take care to make the quality more robust, more improved, and more appreciable. Do you have now understanding what do we mean by quality? It does not only mean with related to less defect or non defect, but all other areas where it can be easily tested, it can be easily communicated, and it can be easily checked and make it more lightweighted. So when we were talking about non-functional requirement, I was giving you the example of security. I was giving you the example
Hey,
of.
hi, Gaurav.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm
No
back.
worries,
Thank you
no
for
worries,
covering that for me. So
no
I can
worries.
take this if you wish to. I can continue on this non-functional
No,
requirement.
so let me complete it. I'm on flow, so I'll just
Okay,
complete.
go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
you go with the next slide. Okay, so non-functional requirement is when I was talking about security, I was talking about the performance, I was also talking about maintainability. It also comprises of availability, that in all the web browser it should be available. Okay, you're not only testing it or checking it on Chrome browser, you can also check it on Opera or Safari or Internet Explorer or on Edge or Firefox, everywhere you are checking. Scalability. Scalability means when you are resizing from 100% to 200%, 300% to 10%, it is still visible, and you are changing from desktop to laptop to tab to various devices. It is still usable on those under usability. Compliance and regulatory, then when you and consider also legal, when you are using that, none of the information is the prone or hazardous to regulatory of the software usage. Say for example, for telephone there is some for communication through telephone, there is some authority in the nations, in various country. Like for usage of software, there are some compliance or there are some regulatory board which takes care of certain things. Say for example, if you are using a software into the 5G 5G devices, okay, so it should support the environment, it should support the nature, and by any given chance, say for example, what do I mean by support? So none of the usage will harm the environment. Okay, it may see, software has the impact on hardware. Do you all know it or not? If you don't know, then this could be the information for you. The way the software is written, it can also sometimes hamper hardwares. And for that, because it hampers the software, people get afraid when threats come in. Then what do I mean by threats? Threats means the viruses come in. Okay, most of people, if you don't have antivirus or virus cleaner, most people get panic out of it. Do you agree with me or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why? Because it may hamper the hardware as well. Okay. So software is always supporting the environment and government. For that, you are agreeing on certain term and condition, and that has been taken care through compliance and regulatory. So these kind of inclusion are also taken into consideration when it comes to compliance check or legal check as well. So these are just few examples what all may come under non-functional requirement. Okay. So by the way, one more information, I want you all to go to scrum.org, and there also you check about definition of done. You will find more similarity of what we have taught to you. Now let's move into the DoD detail, that what are 3 levels of DoD: initial, mature, and stringent. So these are very easy to explain, but Prerna, you can debrief this slide, so if you want to. Prerna, you there? Prerna, I think you are talking on mute. Okay, so Prerna is not talking. Let me go ahead. So guys, so as I said that DoD means definition of done. There are 3 layers of definition of done: initial, mature, and DoD. Understand very important thing, what is common. Okay, everywhere documentation has to be done. You can see these all in all area documentation is there. Okay, acceptance criteria has to be met. Okay, everywhere you see that acceptance criteria has to met. However, the unit test coverage in initial level of definition of done, and as Praveen said that it is done by coder, up to 85%. Okay, everywhere. Okay, up to 85%. Okay, it's greater than should be. No known defect in the initial DoD. Here as well, no errors on coding standard. Okay, no error. So first, no known defects, and here no errors on coding standard means functionality are are accepted, and build has not failed multiple times when it comes to more stringent DoD. Okay, let me just debrief that you don't understand. In initial DoD, you take care of peer code has been reviewed. Do you understand peer code? What do we mean by that?
No, sir.
Okay, peer code means when you work in the PP model. What do we mean by PP model or XP model? It could be the peer programming framework or extreme programming framework. So in peer programming, two coder work on one module, and one is developing or coding for one module. The another person is ready to check, perform a check on that. Okay. So that's the reason it is called as peer code review. That you are writing a code, I am checking as your partner. The code you have written is right or not, or you have missed something. Okay.
I got it, sir.
Yeah. So it's a simple peer code review and it has to be passed. That happens in the initial DoD. Additionally, in the mature DoD, what you can expect that technical date of less than 5 days will be okay to accept. Okay. And functional test automation, because what you are writing has to be tested again and again, should be done up to 75%. Okay. All the functional testing has been passed. Okay. No known defects. And again, the rest will follow. Now come towards the stringent one. In the stringent one, all of the mature and initial DoD definition of done it will meet, and from product owner and scrum master point of view, you need to take care of that, because your focus is towards closing the user story. By the way, everyone is understanding what I'm talking here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to hear from all of you. Can you all together unmute yourself and say yes to me for my confirmation, please?
Yes, Gaurav.
Yes.
Gaurav,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Gaurav, I
sir.
have what is this technical debts less than 5 days? What is that?
Okay. So I gave you the example of technical debt. You were listening to that?
Yes, the comments. Yeah.
Comments. Okay, now it can be done from starting. Okay, the day of inception, I am going and adding more unnecessary codes, which is not useful. I'm sometimes testing it. Say for example, I am writing a code with this intent that it will work, but it did not work, and because it did not work, I went ahead, I commented that. Okay,
Okay.
you understood what I said, Aruna?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now I'm testing it every single day. Every single day I'm trying to bring the perfect code, but sometime it is failing. And today I'm my sprint is 15 days long. Okay, my sprint is 3 weeks long, say for example. So I am doing this habit from day one. Now I'm delivering the entire piece of code to the client. Make sure you have not maintained such kind of comments or such kind of unused codes for last 15 days. Maximum, as a product owner, I would allow you to let it go with the last 5 days. It shouldn't. Okay, because otherwise it will make it more bulkier. Why last 5 days? Because I can understand you are a human being and you need to refer some past. Okay, from where you have landed over here. So thank you so much for asking. Okay, now let's go ahead into the stringent one. And in stringent one also accept up to 5 days, and functional test covered, functional test passed, regression test passed. Regression test passed means what? When the multiple build has come, the prior build has passed. Build, do you understand? The previous version of the software, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Pen test is passed. Pen test means penetration testing related to security you have done. Load test, which is related to see whether your software or application is able to sustain the load or not. Okay. Performance test passed means it is performing even in the high pressure. Compliance documents are also updated. These are called as a stringent definition of done. So sometimes customer demands it. Okay, that, hey, I want, testing gateway document to be updated. It is nowhere in the industry, but some of customer wants it and someone would give you the format. Can you update this kind of document while you would be deploying the final version or final build of the product? Okay, so this can be all demand on supply, and we can agree to disagree, or we can agree to accept and deliver. With me so far, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's move further and understand more at deeper level, because we were looking at product backlog management. And kindly excuse me for any background sound if you will hear. So just let me bring. So Prerna, would you like to take the next slide if you are back, if you are there? I will share my screen.
I have one question.
Yeah, go ahead. Should that?
So you told me the layers, right? Like initial, matured, and stringent. So how long the gap should be for each DOD? Like after you finish the initial DOD, like how long should we take it to the mature DOD? Something like that.
Okay. It all depends upon in what phase you are in. Okay. So it is nothing to do with the gaps. Say, for example, you understand the environment concept last time I shared with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So say, for example, anything you are developing from the scratch and you are just delivering a module towards customer to for them to look at it. Okay. So you cannot cover, you cannot update the document and all, because you have not reached towards the user acceptance testing yet. Okay. So even before user acceptance testing, if you have come up with the 2 modules, okay, so initial DOD would be with the single standalone module. Okay, when the module are very short or very small or standalone that you are delivering and showcasing to the customer, there you need to cover. Say, for example, you are migrating or moving some working application from development environment, from local to development environment to the testing environment. But when it comes to system integration testing environment, say, for example, so there again, you have the few modules come together and they are ready to integrate together. Okay. And you can test them all at once if 3 modules out of 7 modules have come of a banking project. With me so far? Yeah. Say yes if you are still listening to me and understanding this. Yeah, thank you. So there you will again not follow everything what is in stringent, because it is still not reached to the UAT stage. But by when it will reach to the UAT stage, everything should be ready. As at UAT, what happens? Business user at client and location are ready to test the software. And you, as from the vendor, from the developers end, you may go to the client location to check and make sure that all the testing and all the checks are being performed in the proper manner, and all those documentation has been shared with the customer. Okay, and all these coverage will happen with the stringent DOD, but by that time you have already developed the software to migrate it towards the UAT environment.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
It's all depends upon the maturity of the software or product till it has been developed. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So let's
move
further. Thank you so much for asking. Let's move further and see if Prerna, do you want to take the further slides? If you wish to, let me know if you are back, if you can hear me, and I will hand over to you. Okay, I don't know, Prerna is talking on mute. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me. Thanks. So yeah, now understand. Do you remember that last time we have discussed this? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now understand how a vision document is written. The simplest way is to capture your vision is to use the elevator pitch. Do you understand elevator pitch? Okay. So there used to be a writer, Jeffrey Morse, and he has written a book, Crossing the Chasm. Okay. And there he has described about the elevator pitch and 4 steps of closing. And here it is, here we are trying to write the vision of a project. How do we write that? So you need to define the target customer. You need to define the statement of the need or opportunity. Okay. It may define the niche. Okay. You need to also talk about the product name and product category. You also further need to identify the key benefit and the compelling reason to buy it. And you need to write the competitive alternative and statement of the primary differentiation. Okay, are you clear with these all things? In general, what do we mean by target customer? What do we mean by the need of or the opportunity? What do we mean by product category and the key benefit and compelling reason to buy and the competitive alternative? What do we mean by the primary differentiation? Do you understand these all terms?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's try to put it into the exactly how one vision statement can be written. Say, for example, tell me about one target customer. So say, for example, my target customer is, can you tell me one product, any product? It could be large, small, medium. Anyone?
Insurance.
Okay, insurance. So let's take example. My target customer could be the individual. My target customer could be the industrialist. My target customer could be real estate owners. My target customer could be the fathers, because insurance comes with the various products. Now, when I was talking about these target customer, okay, you might have got in your mind the idea about what could be the product. When I was talking about real estate, when I was talking about father, when I was talking about, individuals, when I was talking about, industrialists, you might have got the idea. Car owners or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now tell me.
Excuse me, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. Can you allow Sangeeta? She actually moved out and she's waiting and she's in waiting
Yeah,
room.
sure. Thank you so much for letting me know. I have allowed her. So I was talking about, so now tell me, because I have taken so much customer name, can you now come up with under insurance one product?
Car.
Life
Life
insurance.
insurance.
Health insurance.
Okay, so let's take something unique. I just heard car. Okay, car insurance. So my target customer, the car owners would be, okay. The who is what statement or the need of opportunity. Okay, so I will write for car owners who want to insure their car, insure their vehicle or only car, 4-wheeler. The product name is car insurance. Say for example, I have just named this product. Okay, car insurance is a product category under car insurance. With me so far?
Yes.
Okay. That the key benefit is that it gives you bumper to bumper or end to end insurance, compelling reason to buy, even the plastic damages are covered. Okay. Unlike, say for example, I will name the most industry, say for example Max Insurance, or say for example Avaya Insurance, or tell me one insurance company famous in USA.
Geico.
Allstate.
Allstate?
Yeah.
Okay. Say for example, Allstate, okay, covers the vehicle insurance. Okay. And then differentiation is that statement of primary differentiation is that since our product covers end to end, bumper to bumper, even plastic cover is the key primary differentiation. Okay. So when you're putting into this format, you can further develop this after putting into the format one line vision statement. Can you do so? All? I gave you the example. Car owner, for car owner whose statement or priority who are looking for the car to be insured, the product name is car insurance, is a product category under car insurance. That key benefit is compelling reason to buy this insurance is that it covers plastic damage as well of the car. Unlike Allstate does not cover the
Right.
plastic damage. Our product does it and covers 3 times damages in 1 month. You can claim this. Okay, this is making this product stand out. With me so far, everyone say yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how you can capture a vision statement. Now let's move further and see what is there on way. Okay, now roadmap. Now we have written the vision. I was talking about in this spiral. Where is that spiral? Let me quickly go ahead. I was talking about here vision, roadmap, release, iteration, and daily stand-up. We will be covering how to write these all things and how to capture these all things. Just now we have covered the vision. Let's move to the roadmap. So with the vision published and accepted by all, okay, we have to reach here. That's my vision. Okay. Can you see my mouse? Yeah.
Yes.
The roadmap will serve as the next building block to ensure alignment to the original vision. Because we have to reach here, do you think in one day we can reach here? We can develop such a brand or insurance, everything. Before we could only reach to the, this product launch, or we are talking about this product insurance, car insurance, there are multiple things to be done. It has to generate a quotation before that. Okay, before it could give me the quotation so that my customer will active or will buy it. It will also do the calculation in the back end to at what rate I'm offering this quotation or this premium for a year, and it has to be accepted and passed by the underwriter. Underwriter is the person in the insurance industry. Do you know all who asks the various questions? How many of you know about the underwriter?
Yes.
Say yes or no.
Sir, we
Yeah.
know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We know that.
So before underwriter could approve or validate those question and answer, before that there is agent. Agent will himself ask some question at the ground level, but he is not the authority to pass them or accept them or reject them. Okay, so this is how this roadmap is that. So for agent, I will prepare the questionnaire for not only for the questionnaire. At the next roadmap, what I will develop for underwriter 3 things. Reviewing the questionnaire, then approving the questionnaire or the request of insurance, or reject the request of insurance. Okay, because based on his answer to my question, I would understand whether this client is risky or not risky. Should I offer him the quote or not further? With me so far? So that development will happen in the next roadmap. And while these roadmaps I'm developing and showcasing you, I'm also going to assign something interesting, which is called as release dates. With me so far? For every roadmap, there should be an assigned release date. Say yes if you're understanding what I'm trying to make here some say. And when you will understand for underwriting some question, three functionality I have approved. Now at the next roadmap, what I'll do, if someone is requesting for the insurance, its rate will be decided based on the question he has given, answer he has given to the question. And when the rate calculation has been done, I will offer the quotation to download. Okay, I will offer to quotation to view by the customer, by the underwriter, by all the person involved in this in the insurance industry. And at the final stage, I will let the billing happen, let the payment happen, let the quotation or policy to be issued and bought by the customer. This is how in these four 5 milestone, I am building one car insurance product and selling it to customer. With me so far, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, for every such small step, I have assigned one release date. Now, let's understand release in detail. Instead of writing detailed requirement for the entire roadmap, see here, roadmap reference is there. This next level of planning only focuses on the upcoming release. Okay, I was telling you what is next. Did you guess that? Did you sense that?
Yes.
Yeah, in the earlier slide, I was talking about what is here and what next is going to come. What is here, what next is going to come. What is here, what next. Okay, likewise here it says that this next level of planning only focuses on the upcoming release, which corresponds to a quarter or whatever dimension used in the roadmap. You understood this very plain line. The focus is always to the next once existing is done. The goal of the release is to produce a backlog work that is represented by a list of user stories that are estimated, prioritized, and ordered. While I was explaining you that, don't you think I can divide these all requirement milestone in the smaller work? I associated here 3 tasks to the underwriter. One is the questionnaire review. Another is acceptance of the request of insurance. Another was the rejection of that. Okay, so view, and I could also go and see the customer details. Who is the requester? With me so far, everyone is trying to understand. I am still referring to the insurance, car insurance example. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Now let's understand the goal of the release is to produce a backlog. So thereby I can enhance this and break it down further and can come up with the one small activity for one user at one incident. Okay, so what is the release cycle? Let's understand how does it go. Okay, so that you can see here, manage. So how it starts, how a release is planned. Okay, so let's understand release management cycle. Okay, first what happens? Testing is done, then it is deployed, right? But before testing and deployment is done, it gets under controlling. Okay, controlling, product owner has to see things are moving under control or not. Before it could he could sense the control, he has to map it with the date, with the schedule. You with me so far, everyone?
Yes, sir.
And before he could manage things and check whether things are on schedule or not, he has to plan it in detail, every single tiny things that will also have release date under schedule, but before that it has been planned. And before planning, it will have the various meetings with the management member, and he will see the vision can be managed well, vision can be planned well or not. And that is the time everything starts with the managing. And when it comes to managing, it also comes to the acceptance of the project. Okay, so the cycle says that it starts from managing, then it is planned, then it is scheduled, then it is checked for the control, whether it is going out of control, under control. Then if it is in the control, it will continue to follow the testing, and then thereby it will go to deployment. Once deployment is done, in the next sprint planning, you will see that next planning, whatever the backlog item I am taking, it can be managed well under existing sprint or not, or under next 1 week or 2 week or 3 weeks, I can give the 3 backlogs or not together. This statement was just for your reference. With me so far, everyone? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So next, what we are going to see, look at iteration. So for now, just I think we are good. So yeah, Siddharth, I was listening to you, I guess. Was it Siddharth? Yes, Siddharth. So Siddharth, one thing you would like to say about today's session, what do you feel like saying? What you
Today's
are feeling,
session,
that's important. Yeah.
today's session was intense. In the beginning, I was able to understand. Then it was intense. Then when you started explaining the uh, functional requirement, then I was able to get in the. So it was really e-learning experience, and the case study, the user story which you have given me, that will give more clarity to the things. So really love the intense session. It was really good.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. Please pass out to someone.
Praveen, please.
Praveen, yes, sir. What
Yeah,
do you feel like saying?
yeah, it was quite intense. And like I had one question.
Yeah.
So for the release planning, what I understand, so here it would be, it can involve like multiple sprints, right? Uh, like this could.
Yeah. That's a very good question. Yeah, for release plan, you can plan the various release because you need to communicate to the client that for the entire project, how many releases you are going to cover in. Okay. And on what date, what release to accept. Yes, Praveen, that's right. Okay.
Okay.
That was your
And for,
question.
yes, and for the UAT, like when we were talking about the DoD, in like the initial phase to the most like mature phase. So in that you mentioned about the UAT. So what I understood here, so when sprints are done, like after 3 or 4 sprints, then only the UAT would be there, or it would be done every sprint. As you said, initially um, there won't be
See,
much features developed.
yeah, so it would come after certain, and it depends upon the what is the total timeline of the project, and it
Okay.
doesn't come immediately because you are developing one by one a component, one modules, and it requires to be integrated and it requires to be placed towards the customer as a system as a whole. Okay, so UAT comes only at the later stage, Praveen. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
See.
So what should I, any further question, Praveen?
No, and so once the modules are integrated, then according the release would be done. Is that way the release works? Like once the modules are
Exactly.
Okay.
It
Okay.
will not even move to SIT until 2-3 modules will come together and appear as a whole. Okay.
Okay.
So customer can go ahead with when you were talking about the banking example, and in the banking, if he bank wants to only highlight insurance by bank. So he will check, he will ask the entire vendor to work on the insurance module and make it available for the bank. Initially he will not even bother about the saving up account opening or current account opening or what. So he will say that we are more focused about the insurance module of it, so can you develop it end to end. So forget about the life, non-life, and motor and all. Right now we are focusing on the car insurance, so can you develop this module. So likewise, so even car insurance module is not just one module, it comes with the various backlog item. Okay.
Right.
So it in itself is a bigger part. So always remember one thing in mind, as a team member, okay, or as a scrum master, can you eat that frog is a very famous book by Brian Tracy, where he says that you need to make the bigger elephant into the biteable chunks. Okay, so that you can deliver it accordingly. Making some sense to you? Yeah, Praveen?
Right. Yes.
Awesome.
Got it. Yeah.
Praveen, so your word was that you found it easy and intense. Thank you so much.
Right.
Please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Manish.
Yes, Manish, what do you feel like saying?
More confident.
More confident. Thanks, Manish. What do you to whom you would pass?
Aruna.
Aruna. Yes, Aruna, what do you feel like saying?
Today's session was information overload to me. So I had to really, I mean, sit and I think go over everything in order to, I mean, I kind of understood, but I'm not confident enough to say, okay, this is how it is. So,
okay.
Yeah.
No problem. So for you, two tasks. One, you work on the user story area. Second,
Yes.
you bring some question as well for me, so that more
Yes.
question, because if you are unclear, only one thing can make you towards from edge A to edge B as your questions.
Asking
Because
questions. Yes.
yeah, so more
Yes.
question you will ask in the precise manner, you will grab the answer as well.
Yes.
So Aruna, thanks so much for sharing, because you have got the action item against it. So call out someone's name on the screen.
Krupali.
Krupali. Yes, Krupali, what do you feel like saying?
Yes, it was very detail oriented and intense for me. So as Zaruna said, I have to go over and digest everything and come back with questions.
Sure, Krupali. Krupali, call out someone's name on the screen, you see?
I'll say Ruchi.
Ruchi. Yes, Ruchi, what do you feel like saying?
Today's session was detail oriented and more clarity.
More clarity is the key. Thank you so much, Ruchi. Please call out someone's name on the screen, you see?
Hmm, Manish.
Manish is done.
Okay, Praveen.
Praveen is done too. I think
Sangeeta.
Sangeeta. Yes, Sangeeta. Thank you so much.
Today, yeah, thank you, Guruji.
Yeah.
Then we have actually driven to the subject, and it was a more like kind of, we are into the subject, and for me, it's all new terms, and my net was on and off here and there.
Yeah.
So I have to listen to audio, and I will
Exactly.
come back to you with the questions, definitely.
Sure, Sangeeta. Yeah, please go through the entirely. I know that you were just coming and going. Please call out someone's name on the screen, Sangeeta. Young, Anshu, Ashwarya remaining.
Aruna.
Anuna is done.
I'm done.
Okay. Aishwarya.
Ashwarya, over to you. What do you feel like saying, Ashwarya?
Oh, yeah, like honestly saying, like I'm like having a lot of confusion initially, and it was really difficult to come on track. Then finally, I just made my mind, okay, let me just organize it first, and I come back. So I need to just check on like again what is all about and come with questions. Like
Sure, Ashwarya. So see, things are very much simplified. You need to just follow the golden quadrant of learning. Trust me, if you will follow things, golden quadrant of learning, any damn technical thing you will find easy. You may take it so much lightly because it is something which is not aligned with the technicality. But trust me, that does wonder. And I have been in this experience since ages. And that's the reason I am sharing these all with you. Ashwarya, please call out someone's name on the screen.
Young.
Young, yes, Young. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah, I understand more about how to write the user story, functional and non-functional requirement, and I like your example about car insurance and flight ticket. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Young, paying attention in so detail. And I'm glad that you were feeling confident with these all things simplified. Young, please call us someone's name on the screen. You see. Young.
Yeah. Sitaran Sunneja.
Who? Siddharth is done. Only Anshu is remaining. You can call out Anshu's name.
Oh, I think everyone done.
Yeah, you can call out Anshu's name.
Anshu.
Yeah, yeah, Anshu, over to you. What do you
It
feel
was
like
very
saying?
informative session. But I believe, request please send all the recordings because so that we can connect the thread. What is happening is like
So
in the
what?
class we are learning, but I'm not able to connect all the
Okay,
classes
Anshu.
together.
So just for you, whatever the parts are remaining, so what do you do? Because all those parts are there with Prerna, you can just request Prerna in the group that these last session are missing. Please upload it or share that. In case she has uploaded already, she will share that with you. Today's recording is sitting on my local. I'll be sharing it today. Okay, Anshu?
Yeah, I didn't miss any, but it's going over again. I mean, I'm not able
Yeah,
to
you need to
find.
refer it back. I understand. Yeah. So how about today's session? Did you feel one step ahead from the previous one?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
informative. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anshu, that you found it so. So you can call out my name, then I can go ahead for the closing. Yeah. Anshu.
Gaurav sir, please.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm so much glad that everyone could connect it and you feel the urge of going through it again. In an hour or two, I will upload this and will share the link with you all. Okay. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you again on next Sunday, 9:30 p.m. EST. Kindly do two homework. One said, one unsaid. The said is of user story, unsaid is of the summary. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care and good night, you all. Praveen, you want
Thank
to
you.
talk to
Good
me?
night.
No,
Good
no,
night.
sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Alright,
sir,
thank you.
I
Bye bye.
want to, sir, I want to
Yes.
talk to you, sir.
Okay.
So
I'll wait.
regarding last section, yeah.
Let me stop this recording.